U.S. President Donald Trump says Washington is very close to striking a deal with Ukraine and Russia to end the nearly four-year war. And Trump made the remarks at a pre-Thanksgiving event at the White House, saying the United States is closing in on an agreement to end the conflict. "We're going to get there," he said, adding he believes a deal is now within reach. Trump did not provide details on the terms or timeline, but the comments signal renewed U.S. diplomatic pressure as the war approaches its fourth year.
8 wars in 9 months, and we're working on that final war. It's not easy, but I don't know. I think we're going to get there. 25,000.
Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky says Kiev has a post-Geneva framework with partners and is ready to work with the United States and Europe on next steps. He says he's ready to meet U.S. President Donald Trump to settle sensitive points. Zelensky delivered the message during an online meeting with the so-called Coalition of the Willing, saying Ukraine has a Geneva-developed framework and is prepared to move forward with partners in Washington and across Europe. He said he's ready for direct talks with U.S. President Donald Trump to resolve what he called sensitive points and suggested European leaders join the discussions. Zelensky also urged allies to coordinate the next stage of support and security arrangements as diplomacy intensifies.
And let's discuss some key issues today in a closed format. And now we have a good result.
Germany says it expressly welcomes U.S. efforts to end the war in Ukraine, insisting that any progress now depends on Russia's President Vladimir Putin. And speaking in Berlin, Foreign Minister Johann Wadephil said immense diplomatic efforts are underway to end the war in Ukraine and that the United States, Europe and Ukraine are ready to engage. But he said the decision rests with President Vladimir Putin, arguing Russia's leader started the war and must now end it by showing a willingness to negotiate. Wadephil added, and diplomats are working flat out, and an unofficial EU Foreign Affairs Council meeting is set for today.
Zwischen Deutschland, Frankreich, Großbritannien, der Ukraine und den USA. Gestern habe ich die Kollegen im sogenannten Washington-Format eingeladen, also aus Frankreich, Polen, Italien, Finnland und dem Vereinigten
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz says Russia's President Vladimir Putin has no path to a successful exit from war in Ukraine, insisting any settlement must include Kiev and Europe. And speaking in the Bundestag today, Merz said Germany wants the war to end as soon as possible, but warned that any deal negotiated by major powers without Ukraine and without Europeans would not deliver lasting peace. He said European decisions must be made by mutual consent, insisting Europe is not a pawn, but a sovereign actor defending its own interests and values. Merz also said Germany will keep backing Ukraine, including by using frozen Russian assets. Under the 2026 budget, Berlin plans to lift Ukraine aid to 11.5 billion euros, up from an 8.5 billion previously planned.